Most people think you need a second job, a lucky break, or some magic side hustle to erase 6 figures of debt. But what if I told you the real solution was already sitting in your house? I'm talking about no extra hours, no new business, and no loans. In just a sec, I'm going to show you exactly how we used what this person already had and why almost everyone overlooks this one thing. Let's dive in. So as is our custom, I want to outline to you what this person has here. It's a challenge for her to pay down these debts. We're going to make sure that she does it very quickly. $104,000 at 4%. That particular loan happens to be on a mortgage. It's $912 each and every month. She also has a personal line of credit of $21,000. It's going to be at 9%. She is paying the $500 each and every month. Now, this is actually very good because that $157 is going towards the interest. I've actually seen them to where 90% of this payment is actually going towards interest. This one, it's not so much. So you got a good one there, okay? We're going to go ahead and analyze her income, $5,000. I want you to take a note of that, okay? Because a lot of people think, man, you got to make gargantuan sums of money to pay that off in less than 30 years. That's not true, okay? Expenses, this is going to be without her debts, okay? $2,235, and then of course her debts, right? $1,412. Those are minimum payments of the mortgage and the personal line of credit minimum payment. And here we have the cash flow, okay? So after you take into account the income, we're going to subtract the expenses. Then we are left with $1,353 in cash flow. So the first thing you want to do when you go to take care of gargantuan cash flow sucking loans, we want to drain, right? We want to diagnose where the drain is. Now, not every loan that you have is going to be a drain, okay? Many mortgages, including this one, are not that bad, okay? When it comes to efficient loans, okay? So we want to make sure which loan is efficient, which one is inefficient. Then we want to get rid of the inefficient loan as soon as possible. Now, we have a method of doing this, which is the cash flow index, okay? Cash flow index, what that does is you take the balance of any loan and you divide it by the minimum monthly payment, and that's going to give you a number, okay? In this particular case, this number is 114. Now, do you remember the scale upon which you analyze your loans, right? If it's from 0 to 50, that's the danger zone. From 51 to 99, you can actually restructure. You can ask for lower interest rates, right? You can negotiate that. And then if it's 100 on above, like this one, you don't have to worry about it because it is considered an efficient loan, okay? Now, for the personal line of credit, not so much the case. This one, we've actually done the math on that one, so you don't have to. The balance we took divided by the minimum monthly payment, that's going to be at the 42. So, of course, this one is going to be very obvious what we attack first, okay? Again, that is we are diagnosing the drain. Diagnose where those cash flow leaks are coming from so that you can plug them. So next what we want to do is we want to go ahead and redirect. What do I mean? So instead of this $1,353 staying inside of your checking account, we're going to redirect that cash flow inside of the personal line of credit, along with that $500 a month that we are already paying for a total of $1,853, okay? Go into that personal line of credit. If you continue on with that, you're going to be paying this off in approximately 12 months, okay? All because of that redirect of the cash flow. Now remember, your money must be doing something. It cannot stay stagnant. Does that make sense? If your money stays stagnant, that means it's losing value. However, if your money is doing things like getting rid of debt, that is a good thing. So as you continue on with this, we want to let you know there's one more step that you need to be aware of, and that step is Optimize. That's right. Now, you probably already know where I'm going with this. We want to optimize the system that we are already using. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Instead of utilizing our checking account like everybody else does, and everybody else is going to be paying off their mortgage in 30 years, 40 years. I met a man whose name is John. He has the 50-year plan. 50-year plan. Can you believe that? Instead of doing that, let's optimize this system by placing our income inside of the personal line of credit and using our personal line of credit as our new checking account, leaving the $1,353 to pay it off in there. Now, by the way, that $1,353, if we use our line of credit, then we'll also capture this as well. So actually, it's $1,853 that we are paying off. Isn't that beautiful? So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So let's look at it. Personal line of credit is paid off in 12 months. Congratulations. What are you going to do, right, now that you've diagnosed where the drain was, okay? Now that you have redirected the cash flow, and now that you've optimized velocity banking, the system you're using, what are you going to do with this $21,000? Folks, may I suggest that you push the gap. Push the gap. What does that mean? Let's get even more cash flow. Let's go and pay off this mortgage because we know how to pay it now. See, this is a personal line of credit. And you can pay, borrow, pay, borrow. And now that we have this to the full, we're going to deploy $21,000 towards the principal of our mortgage. What is the interest rate going to eat off of on this, right? $83,000 versus $104,000. Now, if that $1,853 was able to pay off this $21,000 with you using your personal line of credit as your new checking account, right? What do you think is going to happen to a mortgage that all of a sudden gets cut with one swipe of the card or with one phone call or with one payment of $20,000? Let's just say you didn't want to do that much. What about $15,000? It's still less that the interest is eating off of. And that's how you are pushing the gap. All right. So as we do that, you're going to go down. You already know what happens. It decreases. And that's month one. So how? And you do the math. All right. Don't let me control you. As a matter of fact, let me get out of the picture right now. You do the math. How much does $20,000 go into $104,000? How much does $15,000 go into $104,000? All right. Now, remember, you have to pay this personal line of credit back. So you're going to be paying it back, right? Continuing on with the monthly payments, you pay it back, but you'll pay it back. We've already established with the $1,353, you'll be paying it back in about, that's right, 12 months. Okay. And oh, by the way, it's not the 1,353. It's actually 1,853 because you're using your line of credit here as your checking account. What happens next? That's right. It fills back up. Then what happens when it fills back up to the 21,000? You deploy again and again and again. Now I want you to tell me how long she's going to be in this. Oh, come on. You tell me how long with the interest that she has to pay and everything. Okay. If she continues on with the velocity, with the traditional banking way, how the bankers want her to pay, she can expect, and I'm being very nice here, an extra $100,000 on top of what she's already paying, okay? Can we just, right? Let's do this. This is TB versus VB is going to be about $20,000 or $30,000. So I'll just go ahead and do the $30,000. All right? In total interest versus $100,000 in total interest towards that mortgage. That's 30% of the interest that she was going to pay. So she saved 70% interest by simply diagnosing the drain, redirecting the cash flow, optimizing the strategy by using the personal line of credit in an unconventional way, by using her personal line of credit as her new checking account, and then pushing the gap. Okay? So now, after the 7 years, she has both $912 and $500. That's in her control now. No debt. And $5,000 income is available. So now what are you going to do? Get a cash flowing real estate? What about business investments? What about dividend paying whole life insurance? Okay. Listen, folks, we have a book that goes over every bit of this and gives you scenarios so that you can actually eliminate your debt from your home. Remember, if you need to know where your cash flow is going and you need to get out of your house, you need to get out of your loan as quick as possible, you're going to go ahead and check out this video here. Folks, we've got a webinar every Tuesday night going over how you can automate velocity banking and never, ever go back to the debt crushing traditional banking ways that you were used to. We no longer use horse and buggies. We've got vehicles now. God bless you. And you take care.